Are you trying to impress by buying these luxury handbags? Cheers! Welcome to my channel. I'm Andrea. Today's video is all about luxury bags v non-luxury bags. Before we get onto the video, I invite you to subscribe if you haven't already. Whilst you're there, press the bell which will notify you every time I upload a video, and a thumbs up is always very much appreciated. Let's get on to the video. So let's talk about luxury bags, these non-luxury bags. And I'm going to go, first of all, I'm going to touch on the very first thing, investment. This is the excuse that all us luxury handbag lovers use. They're an investment. That's why we spend so much money on them. Are they an investment? Well, let's touch on a non-luxury bag. They are not an investment, so that's that. No, non-luxury bags are not an investment. Are these luxury bags an investment? Some of them, yes, they are. Some of these bags I can get my money back on. Probably since I started getting into handbags in a big way, the bags I have bought since, you know, really getting into handbags are an investment now. For example, the classics are an investment. I could get my money back on any one of these classics that I have. Things like the Pochette Métis, which is still a very popular bag and sometimes very hard to get hold of, and the Palm Springs Mini, which I have up here. There we go, I'll get it back. There we go, because we all like to see some eye candy, as Minnie would say. So this is the Palm Springs Mini, and again, this is quite hard to get hold of. So things like that makes them an investment at the moment. I don't know how long, you know, like the Palm Springs Mini or the Pochette Métis here will be an investment, but at the moment, if I sold these bags, because I've had them for a while, I would get my money back on them. These, I would get more than double my money back on them because I've had them for a while and all my bags are in good shape. So, number one, some luxury bags are an investment, and of course non-luxury bags are not an investment. Number two, let's talk about the cost of these bags. So, the high cost of this, the very low cost of this, is this worth its price tag? Is this worth its price tag? Is this worth its price tag? I would say this is more than worth its price tag. At the moment, this bag is $19.99. When I got it, it was about $29.99. Absolutely, this is worth it. When I look at it, it's a beautiful, beautiful bag, and I would say this is definitely worth it. To somebody that's a non-luxury handbag lover, if I told them the price of this, they would be shocked. They would say I was crazy. They would say I was mad, because they're not into luxury handbags. Because, you know, in the same way, if somebody said to me, this painting here is worth £10,000, I'm like, really? You know, when I look at some of these paintings that are splodges and scribbles and all of that, to me, because I'm not into paintings, it's not my thing, they're not worth it. To somebody that loves handbags and can appreciate the detail of this bag, then it's worth it. It's hard, you know, because I know the prices of these bags, and it's really hard sometimes to justify the price of these bags, and that's why we, you know, we justify it by saying, oh, you know, it's an investment. This is how we justify the price of these bags. How a bit of canvas can cost that amount of money, in my head, honestly, if I had to be totally honest, I really don't know how they're justifying the price of this bag. but I'm that fool that has paid the price for it. I did compare this to a fake version of it, and you can see the untidiness of the fake version of this Louis Vuitton. You know, from afar, somebody that doesn't know the bags probably couldn't tell the difference. For me, I can certainly tell the difference. So I'm gonna leave this one to you. Are these bags worth the price tag? Are these bags here worth the price tag? I honestly, you know, I've compared this leather bag, I've compared my Chanel before to my leather suite. I have a big 3-seater Chesterfield with the two-seaters and the single seat. You know, I have a big Chesterfield suite made of leather, and it probably cost around about the same as one of my classic flaps. Yes, it costs the same as what one of these classic flaps would cost now. And that's where you go, like, you need all that leather to do that, to make that, and yet that costs that much. But then, you know, I could sell my Chesterfield and still get my money back. Anyway, honestly, I don't know how they justify the cost of these bags, but I am that fool that pays for it. So there you go. Okay, number 3, let's talk about quality. There's no denying the quality. I know there's issues now with Louis Vuitton quality and blah blah blah, but you know what, at the end of the day, if you've got a problem with one of these luxury brands, most of the time, the majority of the time, they'll sort that out for you. When I had a problem with the lock on my Pochette Métis, they fixed it without any problem. I took this into Louis Vuitton because one of these flaps here, one of these leather bits here that hold these rings, the D-ring and all that, looked as if it was fraying. And you know, I only did that because I'm on YouTube and I know you can take it back. Before YouTube, I would never have taken a bag back for that. I would have simply said it's wear and tear. I took it back, they changed the loop, no cost, blah blah blah. I did years and years and years ago take back this Gucci bag because the handle here had come right off. The bag was hardly used. I may have even had a receipt, I don't know, and I took it back and they basically said they couldn't do anything about it, and that was it. I never really, I kind of used the bag for work because it was a big bag, and I put a charm there to hide this bit here. I kind of glued it back in and kind of hid all that mess there. But again, this is a bag that's not an investment. It's a Gucci bag. It was an expensive bag at the time. My husband hated it, didn't really want to buy it for me, but did. He never ever liked it. I wanted it, and yeah, and so this bag here was a total waste of money, and this was a Gucci bag, and I can't remember the point I was making. Quality. So the quality of this bag, it wasn't good. The handle came out in the same way that you would expect from a cheap bag. Now, the quality of something like this is a non-luxury bag. Let's show a different non-luxury bag. Here's another non-luxury bag. This was handmade by my friend. The quality of this is amazing. You know, it's all handmade. Just like, you know, we pay fortunes for a Birkin because it is handmade by one artisan. Well, my friend was the artisan that made this bag, you know, and I would argue with you that the quality is superb, you know. So, you know, sometimes when it comes to quality of luxury bags, they are not any better than, you know, non-luxury. I would argue the point. It depends what bag. So I don't think you can specifically compare that. That's, to me, you know, you get some you know, you get some really bad, cheap bags that the quality is rubbish. Of course you do. But then, you know, there's that Gucci bag. The handle came off. So luxury vs non-luxury depends on the bag, I would say. So there you go. Do luxury bags date? Classics, they don't date. These bags here, they don't date because they are a classic. You know, this Palm Springs Mini, I reckon this would date. Will the Pochette Métis date? I don't think this will date. This is a kind of classic looking bag. I don't see this bag honestly dating. I'm really surprised at the Palm Springs Mini that it hasn't dated any sooner. But I think the reason this bag hasn't dated is because of its versatility. So this bag, although it's made as a rucksack, you can use it as a crossbody bag. You can use it, you know, as a handheld bag, as a handbag, not just as a rucksack. And I think this is why this particular style has lasted so long. I think it's the versatility of this bag, that it can be used in so many different ways. It's not just a rucksack. I remember when I first looked at this bag, I thought, for goodness sake, why are grown women holding this tiny little child's rucksack? But actually it's a very, very clever design. It's made to look like a rucksack, but it can be used in so many different ways. When we go to the non-luxury bags, because they are cheaper, you know, they're made, you know, of the time, so you know, they're more often than not, they're a fashion item. Looking at this one, this is a non-luxury one, and this is a pearl bag. I mean, I don't really see this dating, if I had to be honest. You know, it's a simple little pearl bag. So again, it's nothing to do with luxury vs non-luxury. It simply depends on the bag and the style of the bag, if it dates or not. In saying that, classics, these classics here, they just don't date. Let's touch on, you know, the status factor of carrying one of these bags. You know, when you look at somebody carrying a Chanel bag, do you think, ooh, they must have a pretty penny to be spending that on handbags? You know, when you're looking at somebody holding a Zara bag, do you think twice about it? Do you kind of look and think and not give it another thought? But when you see somebody carrying a Chanel bag, do you think, does it impress you? Do you hold a Chanel bag just to impress others? Do you love that attention you get when you walk into one of these luxury shops and they see you holding your Chanel bag or your Birkin, your Hermes, or whatever luxury brand you're holding at the time, and love the attention you get? Or do you just not like the attention? Personally, I want somebody to give me good customer service. I'm entitled to it. I'm in there, in their shop. They don't know whether I can afford it or cannot afford it. But I do know when I walk in carrying one of these bags, they are all over me. And there's no denying that. And you can all say to me, that's not true. When you carry one of these bags, you do get attention. So that's what I think of luxury v non-luxury. For me, I love handbags and I love luxury handbags. This is where my passion lies, with the luxury handbags. I've always loved handbags. Since being a child, I can remember so many of my bags and I remember loving them. I can remember my mum's bags. I didn't realise at the time that I had a passion for handbags. It's not until I started getting into the luxury bags that I realised that I always had a love of handbags. Different of bags. I still love, you know, non-branded bags. I do. But I almost feel guilty using the non-branded bags because I've spent so much money on these expensive bags. I still stop and look at bags when I go into Zara. I still look at the bags. Because I'm attracted to bags. It's my thing. It's my passion. It's my art, if you like. So, you know, some people may think it's crazy what I spend on bags. I don't now buy bags that are not classics because I don't have a need for a bag now. So for me to buy a bag, I do look at it now as an investment more than anything else. But I won't buy a bag simply because of the investment. I have to love the bag and want to use the bag. I know if I bought a Birkin, I would want to use it all the time just because of the sheer luxury of it. Just because it's a Birkin, I would want to use it, and it scares me that I won't want to use any of my other bags. In the same way, and I'm going to be totally honest here, because I have all these classics now, because I have all these Chanel classics, my Louis Vuitton, this one here, I absolutely love this bag. I love everything about this bag. You know, I don't use my other bags now. I really have to think about using my other bags. You know, and this is the other thing, you know, I didn't touch on this earlier on, but there's this worry about using these luxury bags. You know, when I'm carrying one of my Chanel bags and somebody bumps into me, it annoys me, you know. Whereas these non-luxury bags, they are worry-free. You put them on, you don't care what's on your hands, you don't care if your grandchildren are tugging on you. You know, they are worry-free. That's the best thing about these, you know. You can concentrate on everything else and not on your handbag. When you're carrying one of these, it's almost as if you've got one of your children with you and you have to look after it the whole time. You know, it's stressful. These bags are stressful. Yeah, cheers on that one. So, you know, there's a pro for the non-luxury bags. These are stress-free. You don't have to worry about them. You don't have to baby them. You know, at the end of the day, we're paying so much money on these luxury bags. Why are we having to baby them? Why can we not take them in the rain? We've spent all that money on them. You know, I could take this in the rain. I wouldn't worry about it. You know, nothing would happen to it, and it's a cheap bag. Then I've spent a fortune on this bag. Why is this a worry if I take it in the rain? This worry and this babying of bags, I've only started doing because of all the videos I watch and people changing out the bags so they don't wear out the bags and blah blah blah. When I used to buy a bag, I used to use it for the whole year, every single day, and got my money's worth out of it. Now we buy these bags. I use my bags, and honestly, I don't really baby my bags, and anybody that knows me knows I don't. You know, if my bag falls, it's fallen. You know, it's an expensive bag. It should be able to fall without falling apart at the end of the day. That's my feelings on it. If it falls and something happens to it, then I'm going to take it right back to Chanel or Louis Vuitton and have them fix it. I've spent that amount of money on it. It shouldn't fall apart as far as I'm concerned. You know, as for the Vachetta leather that everybody worries about and saying, my Vachetta leather here, I have caught this bag in the rain so many times. In fact, I think every time I take this bag out, it rains on purpose. And I think, and initially, because of everything that I watch, I think, oh gosh, I need to carry the Vachetta. It has got wet so many times. Honestly, it truly has. And at the beginning, you can see the rain drops and everything, but then it just blends in. It's the same with my Louis Vuitton, my Keepall. You know, I got drenched in Cyprus with the Keepall. The Keepall's not a bag you can tuck under your coat. It starts raining, it's gonna get soaked, and it got soaked. I'm not going to sell it, you know, and I think that's a problem. Everybody's thinking, oh, I mustn't get any water stains because of the resale value. You know, everybody's worrying about the resale value, and not damaging them? What happened to just enjoying them? You know, just, you know, if a bag scratches, it scratches. Look at this bag. It looks brand spanking new. I don't baby. This is not a bag you're gonna baby. It's made out of canvas. It's a rucksack. It's an everyday bag. I'm gonna use it, you know. And you know, let's relax. Enjoy our bags. Stop worrying about them. In the same way, we don't worry about our non-luxury items. I've recently done a video on my non-luxury bags. I have very few non-luxury bags, but the ones that I do have sentimental value to me, or I absolutely just love them. You know, in the same way now, for me to buy a bag, it's a bag that you know, I have lots of bags now. I have no need for them. I'm not gonna buy a bag for the sake of buying a bag. For me now, I need to truly want the bag. I need to, you know, that feeling of wanting something and you can't get it out of your head. For me, that's what it's got to be, you know. Or I'm going to be saving all my pennies for a little Birkin. Cheers, and I'll catch you next time. If you want to see more videos from me, I'm going to link one here, and if you're not already subscribed, just press the A right here, and I'll see you next time. Cheers! Boy, can I talk.